And welcome back to part 3 of What If Vegeta Was Never Born. Last time on the Dragon Ball Z What If, the Z Fighters, including Piccolo, Krillin, Gohan, and Goku, had gone to take on Babidi along with the help of Supreme Kai, and Kibito. Unfortunately, Piccolo and Krillin still got turned to stone. And we left off with the remaining gang, and Kibito got killed too. Not Kibito, but Kibito. So now we go into with Gohan, Shin, and Goku going in to take out, or try to take out Babidi and take on his henchmen. Now, remember, in this version, Gohan, power-wise, is stronger and doesn't have Super Saiyan 2, but he is stronger because Goku's been around, he's never really shirked on what training he's done. So I would give his power level a higher grade than what he was in the actual canon. But he's not quite where he was when he fought Cell. So he's somewhere in that weird in-between spot. Which is why Boo's power is somewhere around the lines of 30% as opposed to 25% right now. Also, we don't have Vegeta here, so that changes up. Who's fighting Pui first, or Pui first? I think that one goes to, honestly, I think that one goes to Supreme Kai. If he's, all honesty, it's like, I will take care of this. He's one of Babidi's lesser minions. And yeah, Supreme Kai makes pretty short work of Pui. Like, Supreme Kai is powerful for what it's worth, but compared to like Goku and the others, he really isn't that powerful at all. But comparatively, he could easily take out Pui. Though I think a little bit of fighting does get to like about 35%. Then we go into the whole Yakon fight. I think it is Goku who takes him on, and that fight goes about the same, where he powers up the Super Saiyan 2 and basically beats him down. Then we get the Gohan versus Dabura fight. Now, this fight would not go in Gohan's favor. Without Super Saiyan 2, he really can't stand up to Dabura that well. Dabura's power is stated to be right around the same power as Perfect Cell's power was, while Gohan in Super Saiyan is stronger than his counterpart. It's not quite the same level of power as his power was in the Cell game. So he can put up a solid fight, but ultimately he would be on the losing ground, which would be getting Boo's power up higher. I think probably somewhere in like the 45% range. At that point, though, Goku basically steps in, and Dabura basically, he knows he's seen Goku's power and realizes he can't take him. So he has to back off, and they get stuck in they're again in Babidi's ship, and they're debating what they're going to do. So the question is, what do they do? Pardon? Well, I think it's basically that Shin basically explains how if we try this, Babidi will just Babidi just uses his magic. We have to be smart about this. He's probably listening in even now. Eventually, they decide. Let's just even if Gohan being the smart one says, there we go. Gohan being the smart one says that he's like, well, we have to make a choice. We can either blast our way through and release waking up Boo at a much weaker state than he would be in, or we can try to hold out for a better strategy. And it's a tough call, but ultimately, Shin agrees, and they basically start blasting their way through. Babidi is trying to use magic to kind of teleport them, but he can't teleport them out. He can't focus with all of them blasting their way through. Eventually, it is them breaking down to where Boo's kept, and Dabura faces off with them. This time, though, it's Goku who faces off with Dabura, and having seen the whole stone petrification spit technique, he's not going to be caught by that. So Goku versus facing Dabura. It's a heated fight, but ultimately Goku is the one who's going to come on top on that. So he's pushing Dabura back. Puts him against the wall. Dabura's beating the crap out of him. Meanwhile, Gohan and Shin are dealing with this Babidi, who's doing the best he can to put up barriers with magic. They're trying to power through it as best they can. Goku ultimately takes out Dabura with an energy blast after he, tries to give him a chance, kind of freeze ass, because Goku would do that, and he declines on taking it. So let's put it nice to say, oh, no, thank you. I don't want to take that request of redemption. No, it's more like, yeah, no, and then, dies. So that releases Piccolo and it releases Krillin. And Bobby's like, no, this can't be the way it ends. Prepare, prepare. And basically, he releases Boo, even though he knows Boo is nowhere near powerful enough. It's better than nothing. He's like, no, he's releasing Boo. We must stop him. And ultimately, he releases Majin Buu. Um, so unfortunately, it results that Gohan still takes out Babidi. No, Gohan, and then takes Babidi out, thinking is like, well, at least we can take you out. And then now I have to deal with Boo. So Boo wakes up. Boo! Like, I'm not gonna be too loud. It's late. But Boo! And you get Majin Buu there. Unfortunately, Boo's power is not even at 50% at this point. At best, it's at half his power, which was only about equal to Super Saiyan 2 Gohan's power. Yeah, think about that for a second. There's no proof that Yamu or Spopovich had taken any other energy from anyone else. So all that power that Boo got was from Gohan. And he he was about 50% of Boo's actual power. So ultimately, yeah, Boo is pretty weak at this point. So yeah, it's not going to go well for Boo. And Shin can even see this. Like, you were right, Gohan. We got caught Boo. He's not even at half his full power yet. So, Boo's just like, Boo, and Boo don't like you. Boo turned you into daddy. And then, Boo, firing his watch out, and basically trying to avoid it. So Goku and Gohan together and Shin are taking on Boo. Now, Boo's body obviously is magical and can absorb a lot of damage. So it's difficult to say how long it would take for them to put him down. But I do believe they eventually work together, having their power be so drastically higher than Boo's at this point. Because remember, it wasn't just that Gohan was 50% of Boo's full power at the time. Boo also ate the Boro and gained all that power after he fought before he fought Vegeta and after he fought Gohan. So Boo got gradually, in giant boosts, got stronger and stronger and stronger. Unfortunately, this isn't the case. He doesn't get an opportunity to do that, and ultimately leads to his defeat. Oh, 1 second. Yeah, it is late. It's almost midnight. Oh. But it does lead to his defeat. Now Shin and everyone else, thanks them for doing what they did. They get the Dragon Balls wished back for the people who were killed by. Well, honestly, they don't. I was about to say wish back to people that was killed by Vegeta, but I just remembered that Vegeta doesn't exist in this. So, frankly, there's no one, because Vegeta didn't kill anyone or massacre anyone. The only one who really needs wishing back theoretically would be Kibito. And they can do that, in other manners. So, honestly, yeah. Now, this poses another issue. There is no old Kai in this. He was never released from the Z-Sword. And I got my dog's bone in my hand here. It's an ostrich bone. So, ostrich bones are tough. So I could clock someone out with this thing. Yeah, so, yeah, but it's also just, kind of nice to hold. So now we're going to get some very drastic changes here. Because you'll have Goku training. I'll be honest, I don't think this Goku. Normally I'll say Goku will hit Super Saiyan 2, Super Saiyan 3 eventually, and I still believe those scenarios, even with a living body, but the problem here is that he had Super Saiyan 2 over the 7-year time skip. He didn't hit Super Saiyan 3. He didn't. For him to hit Super Saiyan 3, he's probably either got to be on the cusp of Super Saiyan 2 by the end of the Cell arc, going into the 7-year time skip, or he's got to be already at Super Saiyan 2 by the end of the time skip, by the Cell games, and going into the time skip. Yeah, I think he could eventually learn Super Saiyan 3. But yeah, Goku still trains. But now we're getting into Super, and this might be the last video I do on this What If, because Goku doesn't have Super Saiyan 3. So right at the bat, when Beerus wakes up, he also isn't training on King Kai's planet, because they didn't have the whole issue with the Namek and Frieza. So, excuse me 1 second, I'm going to yawn. So Goku's just training on Earth when Beerus eventually shows up. Okay, tell me, where is this Earth, Whis? Where is it? Well, little Beerus, I can tell you. I don't know, Whis. Whis would have better instincts on this than you, Kai. I'm looking for a Super Saiyan God. And, they go to Earth, and here's the problem, Vegeta's not there, so they don't know who this Beerus is at all. It's not like Vegeta did, when Vegeta, because he knew who Beerus was, and didn't want to start anything with him. None of these guys know who Beerus is. So that will lead to a problem. Beerus shows up, and they just say, it's a random, oh, this is Lord Beerus, destroyer god of your universe. It's like, whoa, wait, who? Destroyer? Wow, you must be really strong. And you're looking for a fight? Oh, you're looking for a fight, eh? Well, I might be persuaded into a little session. And then you just, though perhaps after these delectable foods, they try out. But luckily is a little on the accommodating side. It's her birthday. She's been drinking, we saw. So she's at least a little on the easy side. They're enjoying the food. So they're generally calm, but eventually it just leads to the point where, they fight and Goku gets his ass kicked. Everyone gets their asses kicked, and they want to know about the Super Saiyan God. So Shenron, tells them how to get a Super Saiyan God. The problem here is that the methods to do it is impossible in this scenario, because at best you have Goku, Gohan, and Goten. Those are the only Saiyans you have. Oh, well, and Pan, but that's only 4 Saiyans. One of them not even born. So where do you get the other 2 Saiyans from? At best, you could maybe go find Paragus and Broly. Paragus and Broly on Vampa. And I mean, that's another thing. In theory, you could just ask Whis. Aren't there any other Saiyans alive, Whis? Well, I could check, Lord Beerus, if you'll give me just one quick moment. Now, this is actually a little scenario, because Whis could scan the galaxy for Saiyans if he had to. But we don't know how fast Whis is able to scan for Saiyans. So, yeah, he could do that, but would Beerus at this point have the patience for it? And I'll say, to give us a bit of a longer episode, because I'm only at 12 minutes, I can go at least another 10. Let's say, yes, he does eventually find Broly and Paragus. It's like, good, bring them here, Whis. Now, that being said, it also mentions pure-hearted. So he says, do they appear to be adequate for the trial? Well, one of them does, my lord, but the other one, actually, no, I take that back. They can't find Paragus and Broly because Vegeta was no, I take that back. The Paragus and Broly could still exist because King Vegeta, who would still exist, mind you, Vegeta doesn't exist in this, but King Vegeta does, would have still felt them a threat. But he would have basically say that one of them does. Broly is, by all accounts, pure of heart. He is. Broly's actually not a villain. He's not a bad person. He's just bad upbringing and a mutation for his genes, so he's exceptionally strong. Paragus, not so much. So, yeah. Paragus isn't evil, but he's not a good person. So, yeah, it's like, they're not suitable. What about anyone else, Whis? Is there any other Saiyans? Well, unfortunately, no. They are a near extinct race, Lord Vegeta. Or Lord Frieza. Or Lord Beerus. This is airing me. If I can't get this, get a Super Saiyan God here, then this planet is worthless. What about our food? It's like, and then that does cause Beerus to bust. You do raise an excellent point. It would be a shame to waste all these delicacies. Very well. I'll let you live for now. But until then, you must find a way to give me a Super Saiyan God. And basically now that's the thing. They have to figure out how to get the Super Saiyan God. It's like, well, how much time? I was like, until the food on this planet runs out. So, yeah, now we have the issue of how do they get a Super Saiyan God? Um, and fortunately for them, Beerus eventually does get tired and just takes a nap again. I'll tell you what, I'm still sleepy from just waking up. I'm going to catch a few more winks. I'll give you until I wake back up. And yeah, so ultimately, what Beerus does is he offers Goku a chance to learn how to get God Ki and ultimately become a Super Saiyan God. And that's what he does while Beerus is asleep. Think of this like Resurrection F, because remember, Vegeta did learn God Ki on his own. He didn't learn it through the same principle method that Goku did, which honestly makes him the better. Not the better fighter. Goku is the better fighter, and actually naturally, I think. But it does make him just the more naturally talented, and I think than Goku. Goku is just has a few things like anime plot armor, for instance, that give him advantages over him. So Goku would be spending time training. Eventually, he does learn Super Saiyan God, and even learns Super Saiyan Blue. And that's when Beerus wakes up. Now, is there actually a Resurrection F in this story? No, because Frieza's forces all came to Earth initially anyway. Now, there might have still been a mothership and all that, or another ship out there. But ultimately, no. Now, there is one thing we can talk about, though, for a Resurrection F. And that's King Cold coming to Earth. Because King Cold has not been addressed in this at all. And King Cold coming to Earth wouldn't make sense. It took him a while after he heard about the death of his son to locate Earth because it's just not something that's generally in their system. But they did show up finally. Cold had to rerun the Empire on his own. He had retired, but then Frieza screwed it up, and yeah. So King Cold finally arrives on Earth. Goku, I think, also picked up not instant transmission, but some sort of instantaneous movement technique from Whis. And just as Beerus wakes up, it's like, I see you finally you've got some training under your belt, Saiyan. So tell me, are you ready? And yeah, the problem is that as they're about to ready to square off on their planet, on Beerus' planet, they get a message saying that, yeah, no, we need your help back down. They need your help on Earth. It's like, what? Earth's in trouble? It's King Cold. What? That was a weird guy. It's the father of Frieza, King Cold. It's like, it's a blasphemy. Will I get no peace and rest in peace from this blasted bloodline of Ross demons? Very well, let's deal with your threat at hand, and then we will have our climactic battle. It's like, I'm looking forward to it, Beerus. But first, let's take care of my home, and then they go to Earth. It's like, I'm looking for the one that killed my son. Who among you may have been? And then you just look around, and then it's like, yeah, I know one you want. Oh, I see, Sane. Very well. So you're the one who took my little poopsie from me. I'll enjoy ripping your skull from your head. And basically they fight, and it's a quick smackdown to Cold. Even at a final transformation. And I've heard people kind of argue that he didn't have a transformation, or at least say that King Cold didn't have a transformation. That's why he was in that form. That really doesn't make any sense. If he didn't have a transformation, that would imply that that's what all of Frieza's race looks like. And I don't think that's the case, because we've clearly seen that we know that Frieza's line himself, like his dad, his brother, him, even though his brother's not canon, are mutations. That's why they're as strong as they are, and that's why they need to suppress their actual full power. But Frieza's full power form is that fourth form, not including Golden Frieza, which is an actual transformation to a higher power level. That is his final form. That first form you see isn't his real form. That's actually a suppression form, and so forth and so on. It doesn't make sense that King Cold couldn't transform, at least from my point of view. Just because it's like, wait, that's not what his race looks like. So, as far as we know. So, by all accounts, Lord Cold or King Cold should have a final transformation form too. And apparently, at least someone has mentioned that in certain interviews. Akira Toriyama has said that if he were to have given him a final form, it would have been on the same level of power as second form Cell, which is pretty hexed. At least for that time period. Like if he had somehow done that against Trunks, then they were screwed. But yeah, at this point, not even it's second. Like Gohan could beat King Cold, quite frankly, and that's honestly what they do. They all of them just team up and just take out the remaining Frieza force. So there you go. King Cold's obliterated. So here are 20 minutes. I can go in our 5 minutes because we still got. Well, now that that's taken care of, if it's time for you and me to finally have our climactic fight, Super Saiyan God. Which Goku again powers up, starts a basic. You've learned a lot. Are you sure you want to start a base form Saiyan? I'll be all right. Plus, I'm sure you can tell, I've gotten quite a bit of a boost since then. It's like, oh, I can tell indeed, Saiyan. And they square off, except this time because Goku is trained with God Ki, it's pretty much kind of naturally now a part of his body. It's enhanced his base form, his base power level. So now he's able to give Beerus a legitimate solid, at least starting spar, goes to Super Saiyan and immediately stacks up the power a bit. Now Beerus is now actually taking him legitimately serious, goes to Super Saiyan 2, again a bit more seriously, and then he's like, you've gotten quite strong, Saiyan, but please, let's not, no more warm-up. Let's get to the main course, shall we? It's like, and then Goku just is like, you said it, Lord Beerus. If that's the way you want it, that's the way we'll do it. And then, just you get Super Saiyan God Goku there, who I would say is the same power as Goku's Super Saiyan God form, but the difference is here. At least in the original fight. But the difference is here is that he can maintain it more naturally because he's had time to practice with this form as opposed to the first time where it was just that first transformation. So now they go toe to toe, and it's a lot more even of a fight than it was in the original because Goku has practiced with this form, and these two are actually able to go toe to toe. Unfortunately, it's also shaking the universe and causing like cracks and rips and all that. And it's like, this is quite the fight, Zane. It's like, I know, Lord Beerus, this is awesome. And they clash again. Goku's still on the losing side. And he's like, I must say, you have truly given me quite the match, but this is where it ends. Well, that's not quite true, Lord Beerus. What are you talking about, Zane? You've reached your limit. Well, I actually never said this is my full power. It's like, what are you talking about? You have even more power? And then, he powers up to Super Saiyan Blue. Blue is like, what is this? I combined the power of Super Saiyan with the power of a Super Saiyan God. I call it Super Saiyan God Super Saiyan. That name's stupid. Yeah, you're right. I mean, my hair's blue. How about Super Saiyan Blue? It's like, that's less stupid. I'll take it. And they square again. Now Beerus is finding he's stronger. It's like, I can tell the difference in power. And he gets a good solid strike to the jaw. They go back and forth, causing even more damage to the universe. Eventually, though, Goku does have to admit defeat. And yeah, well, Saiyan, I must admit, you really have outdone yourself with your power-up. Now, remember, this is Goku at the time where Beerus is like, you've gotten stronger, how do you think you can take me on? Oh, wait, no, I mean, I haven't gotten stronger, but I couldn't take you on, Lord Beerus. But this Goku hasn't fought Beerus yet, so we're kind of seeing this same grade of power as we saw here. So yeah, they're having a really solid match, but ultimately it is Beerus who wins. But it goes a lot better than the first one, like version where he pretended to threaten to blow up the Earth and all that. There's no threat of destroying the planet in this version. It's just Goku and Beerus wanting to fight and Goku obliging him. And also, well, that ends well, but ultimately it doesn't change the outcome. So it turns out we do get one more episode out of this one because I assumed when I realized, oh crap, how are we going to get Super Saiyan God in this one? I'm like, Beerus might just blow the Earth up and then we're screwed. But in this case, I'm like, okay, there was a way Goku could achieve Super Saiyan God, a little convincing here or there. All right, we're good. So ultimately, though, that's where we end off with Goku now being the only Super Saiyan Blue. And we'll be going into the Universe 6 tournament in the next arc or the next episode, which will probably be our last one because I'm certain I'll be able to go through the Goku Black Tournament of Power stuff uh, beyond that. So until then, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time. Have a good one.